They say every town has traditions, some cherished, some forgotten, but the town of Richwell had one that no one dared to speak of, especially in December. A midnight mass held in a church long abandoned, attended only by those who were never meant to return. My name is Jose Dieguez, also known as the Spectre Scribe, and tonight you'll learn why the bells of St. Aurelia Church ring even when no one is alive to ring them. It started on December 23rd when Elijah Carr, a 17-year-old Carr boy, found an envelope slipped under the church door. The handwriting looked like it had been penned by someone with shaking hands or no hands at all. You are cordially invited to the midnight mass of the forgotten. Attendance is mandatory. December 24, 12 a.m., Santa Aurelia's. Elijah left it off at first, assuming it was a prank. But when he showed the invitation to Father Callahan, the old priest, face drained of color, Elijah, who gave you this? It's already there. Elijah said, Why? What's wrong? Father Callahan only whispered one sentence. The church has been sealed for 50 years, and he refused to speak another word. Ritual, a blanket in a heavy, suffocating snowstorm that Christmas Eve, the kind of silences towns that makes the world feel like a memory. But for Elijah, the silence felt like a warning. He tried to shrug it off. He tried to forget. But as night stretched over the town, he kept hearing something in the distance. A faint bell, slow, deliberate, calling at 11:47 p.m., unable to shake the pull in his chest. Elijah grabbed his coat and stepped outside. His mother, asleep on the couch, didn't stir. The snow on the street was untouched, except for one path of footprints leading towards Santa Aurelia's. Footprints that did not look fresh, footprints that did not look human. Santa Aurelia sat at the edge of Richwell, roof sagging, windows broken, doors chained shut. Yet, when Elijah approached, the chains were broken, lying twisted in the snow like melted wax. The front doors creaked open by themselves. Inside, candles flickered along the pews, though no one had lit them. The air smelled like dust and something else, something sweet, something rodent. Elijah stepped in, whispering, Hello? Then the church door slammed behind him. On the altar stood a group of figures dressed in court robes, backs turned to him. Their robes were old, moth-eaten, stained, and frozen stiff. Are you here for the mass? Elijah asked with a nervous laugh. The tallest figure turned slowly. Its face was gray, its eyes hollow, its mouth sewn shut, and yet it smiled. The figures shuffled toward Elijah, ropes dragging across the floor. Their bodies were stiff, like they'd been frozen for years. One held out a bridle, shaking hands. Inside, it was another invitation, this one addressed specifically to him. Choir master. No, you got the wrong person, Elijah whispered, backing away. But the congregation moved closer, and with every step, he recognized their faces. He'd seen them before, hanging in old newspaper clippings in the town hall. 1954, car lost in blizzard. Bodies never recovered. Santa Aurelia's, the missing core, the ones who vanished during the infamous Midnight Mass blizzard. They had returned. For him, the tallest one lifted a hymnal with cracked yellow pages. When it opened, Elijah saw names, every member of the last choir, plus one last name recently added, Elijah Carr. The choir began to sing, not with voices, with the sound of air scraping through their stitched mouth, a wheezing, gasping hymn that made the church walls tremble. Elijah covered his ears, but the sound seeped through his skin, his bones, his mind. He felt an icy force pushing him forward. The choir surrounded him, hands cold as grapes gripped his shoulders, guiding him up to the altar steps. The hymnal opened itself before him. The congregation bowed. Then the tall choirmaster raised his skeletal hand and pointed to the empty spot at the edge of the altar, a place where a new choir member should stand. Elijah shook his head, whispering, "I'm not one of you." But the dead choir simply waited, smiling with their soothed mouths, inviting him, claiming him. And then the bell rang. Midnight, 12 slow tolls. On the 12th, everything went dark. When the storm cleared on December 25th, the townsfolk noticed that Santa Aurelia Church, abandoned for 50 years, was glowing inside with fresh candlelight. Father Callahan, trembling, led a small group investigate. They found the church doors wide open. Candles burned low, snow melting on the pews, and at the altar, a new photograph had appeared among the old black and white pictures on the missing choir. Elijah Carr, eyes closed, mouth soon shut, smiling, and behind him, the choir of the forgotten, restored to perfect formation. But the strangest thing of all, when the townspeople left the church, the doors closed gently behind them, and from inside faintly, the sound of a choir singing a Christmas hymn. One voice, warm, young, terrified, rose above the rest. It was Elijah's voice. Midnight Mass of the Forgotten. If you hear that bell at midnight this Christmas Eve, don't follow it. Some congregations never let their choir grow.